Next up we have air signs. So if you are an Aquarius, if you're a Libra, or if you're a Gemini, sun or rising sign, then this is the reading for you for the month ahead until the next new moon. So hopefully this just brings you some guidance, some support, and some things to like really focus on for the month ahead. Now, the first thing that was coming through for air signs was like, you need to know that you're on the right track, you're doing the right thing, you're where you're meant to be. Like, it feels like you just need to really sink into that you are where you're meant to be and keep going. Like, so I don't know if you've been having some doubts or some confusion or just questioning things, but it just feels like you really need to know right now that you're on track. Like, you're where you're meant to be. Keep going. Don't let any of those kind of thoughts that make you doubt things stop you from kind of moving forwards right now. And it just feels like you really need to know this for whatever reason. So just really sink into that you're on track, you're doing the right thing. Like, there's nothing wrong, right? And what I do feel with this is something I can feel in my clients quite a lot, is when there is doubts and questioning over what you're doing, it really does create a really scattered energy field. And that then just creates more confusion and more doubt and more questioning. And it's just this like spiral that is not fun and not helpful either. Whereas when we feel really like we are where we're meant to be and we're on the right track, it just creates such a more solid, a lot stronger, a lot more anchored energy, a lot more grounded energy. And this is really what you're being called to kind of step into and just keep going. Like, it's that kind of solid energy instead of this kind of questioning, doubting energy. And the more you feel that, the more that then creates that in your life. So the more that you feel grounded, the more you'll feel really settled. Like, that will create a positive spiral, right? So that's the first thing that's really coming through to share for air signs. The next thing that was coming through, so this is really interesting. I can really feel that you're being asked, this, was coming through from my spirit guides to share here as well. It was like, you're really being asked to I'm gonna say let loose, but I mean like, let go, have a bit more fun with work, career, business, like whichever one suits you. This does feel like it's in that area of life. And it kind of feels like, maybe you've been in a cycle of working really hard and really serious and like head down and focused. Maybe you've had to be that way up until now, but it just feels like you're being really asked to just let loose a bit with it, like have a bit more fun. You don't have to try so hard, basically. Like, that was the message that was also coming through. It's like, you don't have to try so hard. And what it feels like is, when you first, like when there's something new, like there's a new project or you're at a new job and stuff, and you have that energy of not necessarily excitement, but it's just that energy of a bit more lightness. Like, it feels, it's not childlike, but it kind of is. It would be like the Fool energy in a tarot deck. If you know tarot, it's kind of like that more innocent, open energy. That's what you're being really asked to step into. Like, have a bit more fun with things, have a bit more openness with things. Like, don't try and push and fight so hard. It feels like you're being asked to really just let things feel lighter right now. And, maybe you've had to be that way, or maybe it's just a habit that you've got into. It just feels like you can just let yourself go a little bit more, like have a bit more fun. That's really what this is about. Now, this could be linked to what I just said, but the next thing that was coming through was like other people, and letting other people support you in some way. That doesn't mean directly. So as a few examples, maybe you could literally get more help from people, like ask for help in a physical sense. Maybe it's hiring some support. Maybe it's getting like a mentor or a coach, something like that. Maybe it's more in a collaborative way. or maybe it's just talking to friends about things and just kind of getting that support. But also maybe it's like just not collabing with people, but like, you know, when you work with people, like, you know, a workspace, or like I do this with my friends sometimes, we'll like have a work session, right, where you meet up and you do your own work but you're together. That could also be this. It feels like this is going to be helpful for you in some way. Like I said, it doesn't mean you have to get help, like you're not doing good enough. It's nothing like that. It's just more, I feel like there's other people, like basically the Three of Pentacles is very much about other people supporting you. And this is what this feels like. And this could be part of creating more fun and more ease and more of that kind of energy with your work. Is, you know, I know for me, like I love working with other people because it creates that energy, right? It's not as serious and just work. It creates a much nicer kind of vibe. And so maybe that is what this could be for you. Maybe it's through other people that you can feel this energy. Maybe that's not related. But I think for some it could be. It just feels like there's room right now for other people in your life when it comes to work and business. Again, this feels like it's to do with that. So yeah, have a think of how you could maybe incorporate other people if it is help that you need in terms of like hiring someone, an assistant or something, or maybe it's support that you need in terms of a coach or a mentor, or maybe it's just working with other people, you know, maybe it's just spending time with others whilst working, or collaborations. It just feels like there's room for other people in your life right now, and it's going to really support your energy. So that's a really beautiful message there. Now the last thing that came through, I pulled the Queen of Pentacles again, which I just pulled in the last reading for earth signs, but it's got kind of different meaning in this one. So what was coming through here for the air signs was like, trust that what you're working towards, like, you know, the success or the abundance or the purpose that you're aiming towards, trust that it's meant for you. Trust that it's meant for you. Like the Queen of Pentacles is wildly successful, wildly abundant, and she's also really in her purpose. Like it's something that she's very aligned with, right? It's not something that's way off and has got nothing to do with her soul or on any level. Like she's very nourished by what she does. Like it's a very healing, intuitive energy at the same time. Like it's kind of got a lot more purpose in it than, you know, just a job, let's say. And when it comes to whatever it is that you're doing and aiming for, you've got to trust that, you know, these goals and dreams have been put in you for a reason. Like it's for you, it's meant for you. That is playing out here. So it's not that you have to like fight and push to get what you want. You don't have to fight and push to get success and results. You don't have to fight and push to win, right? Like you can trust that it is meant for you. Like it wants you to. And this did come through, I'm getting deja vu. This did come through in the last readings, but I don't know if it was for air signs. But it's like what you're aiming for wants you as well, right? It's like it's mutual. You're meant for it, which means you're spiritually and energetically supported. You're intuitively supported to get there. So don't rely on just hard work and forcing and hustling and pushing and fighting. Like that's not necessary. Like you can really trust and lean on the fact that, you know, you're going after something that wants you as well, right? Like if you imagine it, an analogy, so random, but a relationship, if you're going after someone that doesn't want you, that's a really like fighting, pushing, hustling energy, and also wrong. Like you shouldn't do that. But like, you know, when you're, you know, really chasing someone that doesn't want you back, that's a very different energy than when you're pursuing someone that is really into you as well, right? And there's that mutual energy, and it just feels very different. And that is the energy you're being asked to create with, like I said, whether it's business or your career or work in another sense. It again, this feels like this reading was a lot to do with this area of life. It's like it's mutual. It wants you as well. Like, so have that energy of knowing that it's for you, it's meant for you. You don't have to push and force and fight and hustle like it's you're so supported. You get to kind of receive it as well, and not feel that pressure to make it happen. Like, you don't have to make it happen. You get to do the things you need to do, but you get to allow it to happen. It's a very, very different energy. And this is what you're also really being asked to step into here, and it will feel good when you do that. Whereas, I can imagine if you were going after someone that didn't want you back, that won't feel very good. So yeah, this is also there for you for the next month. And it's probably not just for the next month. Remember, it's always going to be there, but it just feels like right now you're really being asked to kind of claim that energy right now. So yeah, main things, you're on the right track, you're on the right path. Keep going. Have more fun, have more ease, let kind of loose a little bit with work and career and business. Think about support from other people. Like, how could someone else or others kind of support you right now? And trust that it is for you. What you're creating is for you. And it wants you to. So really, change your energy with that, if it's not something you're already doing. So yeah, let me know how all of this feels for you in the comments.